This is the 3 p.m. Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
This is Ride by 21 Pilots.
Welcome to the 3 p.m. Takeover. Happy Wednesday, everybody. You're listening to Radio Northern Beaches. I am Victoria. This is Hope. I just indicated with my hand.
I was like, is that the bit where I say, and I'm Hope? Or I don't know.
I don't know. I wanted to introduce you, even though all our listeners already know you, but I literally indicated with my hand. Today is going well for me. But as strange as today may have been for myself and all of you, perhaps you've had a weird week as well. I had a great weekend because I went and got myself a massage.
Ooh.
And I think it was a good way to start my weekend.
That's fun.
I wish I could just have massages like every other day.
Massages are great, but I don't get them as much as I would like to, mostly because they cost money.
Yeah, I get one every, I think, like 3 to 4 months. So
That's
I have one
good.
it's about 3 to 4 times a year I have a massage.
Oh.
And by the time the next one comes around, I'm like, yes, I'm looking forward to it. I had the most stressful week of work last week, so I definitely needed a massage. So.
Did it help you recover from your kickboxing class?
Well, I never hurt after kickboxing straight after. It's always the day after that I'm in a lot of pain. So,
It's like the delay.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, massage feels great. And then I woke up on Sunday and I was like, everything hurts.
Because the massage would have like brought out the pain more.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad it went straight after, because if it had been a couple of days after, it would have been such a painful massage. But no, it's good. So that's how I started my weekend. What did you do on the weekend?
I went to a wedding a little bit unexpectedly. I forgot that it was happening, but never mind. Got there in the end.
Nice.
I know, it was good. And then I didn't really do much aside from that. I caught up with a couple of friends and yeah, pretty chill.
You should have come to kickboxing and then gone to a massage with me.
I should have done that. Would have been really, really nice.
Yeah.
Just interesting. I was reading about massages and a little bit of the science behind them.
Ooh.
And apparently they are so important for people that sit at a desk all day, which is both of us, because all the sitting that you do, obviously we know like it makes you stiff, but it's different when, you know, you're lounging around at home and you'll change positions or you'll get up and go to the bathroom a lot. Whereas when you're at a desk, you can't change positions as much as you would like on a couch, I guess.
Yeah, less room.
Yeah.
That swivel chair, you're like, whoa, fall off it.
And also all the sitting up straight is bad for you. You're meant to slouch like once every hour and a half.
Oh, really?
You know how they always say, oh, you're supposed to sit up straight all the time? Puts lots of muscle pain in your neck, which like goes down your back if you sit too straight, because when you sit really straight, you're engaging your back muscles for too long. So it says that you should slouch or like hunch your shoulders. I don't know why I'm demonstrating. No one can see me. But, you know, you should round your shoulders every 45 minutes.
It's a day for you and I to indicate stuff that people can't see because they're listening. Like,
We should
be like, it's Hope. Oh, you can't see her.
We need to change from radio to TV.
Clearly.
Where we can be seen.
Clearly. Although some days I definitely have a face for radio, so maybe it's best we stick on the air and not on the TV.
That's the beauty about radio. No one can see. You think that they're always looking like super glamorous, but
So those listening,
not.
imagine I look incredible, refreshed, well-dressed, and yeah.
The other thing that's interesting about massages, which I didn't particularly know, is they improve sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like if you fall asleep on the table?
No. I think
And you have a really good nap?
No, not that. But when you're being massaged, and I guess you get like a release of oxygen, the oxygen that sits between your bones. Because like, you know, when you're really stiff and you crack a finger or something, that's just the air popping between your joints. So if you get a massage, all the air comes out and that makes it easier for you to sleep because you're less stiff and like you don't need to crack anything.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
So it
Did
sounds
you
like-
sleep well after you had your massage?
I think I did, yeah.
There we go.
I clearly need to have a massage every day so I sleep well.
Every single day.
Yeah. Daily, afternoon massage. Perfect.
Have you ever had a massage though that you regret? Because I have.
I don't know. Not like a professional one.
I have.
Really? That's not good because you were paying money for it.
I know. No, I went to one of those massages that was like, warning, this massage is really intense. And I was like, oh, whatever.
Oh, see, that would be my
I can
first.
deal with it.
I don't like an intense massage. I prefer the relaxing one. So,
so
that would
do
be
I
my first
mostly.
red flag.
Well, the thing is like, I used to do a lot of sport, and so I used to have a lot of like physiotherapy sessions, and they're like basically just super intense massage. So I was like, intense massage, it'll be fine. But I used to have the intense massage on my legs, on my back, and this was like neck and shoulders, but like so intense. I was cracking in places like I didn't even know could crack. And I remember lying there being like, what the hell is happening to me? It was like a mixture between like chiropractor and torture.
Did it hurt?
Yes.
Oh, don't go back there maybe.
It
Or if you
felt-
go back, just say, little less intense, please.
It felt great afterwards, but it was like the
Yeah.
actual process of the massage was not relaxing.
Like that stretching, you do that like elastic piece of like material where like it hurts, but then when you like I think is it endurance or something where like
Yeah.
you'll pull your leg a little further than it normally goes, but then when you release it feels really good because
Yeah.
it's I guess it's one of those kind of things.
It's like that. But
The,
anyway.
the good feeling comes afterwards.
Yeah. Unlike kickboxing where the bad feeling comes afterwards.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the thing. We are going to be back after this song. We have a really, really cool show coming up, so make sure that you don't go away. Next up, we are going to be talking about a bit of the science behind jokes and why some people, aka me, do not find them funny. So stick around. This is the Takeover. Welcome back. You're on Radio Northern Beaches with Hope and Victoria. That was LDRU featuring Savoy, and that was a good song. I like that song.
I'm thinking of like pirates now because Savoy sounds kind of like ahoy. Ahoy!
Ahoy. Yeah, it does a bit.
So now all I think of is pirates dancing to that song.
I was thinking of the
I want to plant that in everyone's minds.
I was thinking of the cracker. There's a kind of cracker called Savoy.
Cracker or Kraken? Because I was like, well, we thought of the same thing.
Cracker.
Oh.
Like an Arnott's one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Because
They're
I've
like
really
a
been
square
like,
one. Like
it's
one of
like
those ones you
Savoy.
don't buy often.
Are they
they're
with like the
cracker.
scalloped edge?
Yeah.
And they're basically like their generic plain biscuit but a different shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean. There
Any
you go.
Savoy fans out there, let us know. What's your favourite Arnott's biscuits? Right in the comments.
Mine is Malto milk.
Oh.
Just if you're all interested.
I like a good arrowroot, but I'm also a fan of the old Vovo.
I don't like Vovos.
How can you not like Vovo? It's creamy
Ew.
and coconut and jam. On
Yuck.
like basically an arrowroot. It's like
No.
the best of both worlds.
I don't do Vovos.
It's the Hannah Montana of biscuits.
No, I did that. But anyway, that was a good joke.
Thank you.
Which is going to get me started on our next segment. I was with a group of people on the weekend talking about how much they loved comedy and comedy's so great and jokes are so funny, blah, blah, blah. I don't laugh at jokes and I don't laugh at comedy. I don't know what's wrong with me.
What are you, a Greek tragedy? God.
I am. There are so many things. I think it's because I know that I'm supposed to laugh that I'm like, you won't control me. Like, I'm not going to laugh.
See, one of the best pieces of advice I have ever, I was going to say given, but it was not given to me personally, heard was a speech that Amy Poehler made. I think it was at a class day. And she said, mainly girls, but anyone, if someone makes a joke and it's not funny, you don't have to laugh. But if a joke's funny, I will laugh. Like,
So will I. But on the whole, I tend to be like, oh, I get it.
yeah, you
Because
do,
like I
don't
don't laugh. I don't find things funny.
Oh.
Or if I find it funny, it's not funny enough that I'll actually physically laugh.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I'll be amused in my mind.
Oh,
But
gosh.
I'm not gonna like laugh out loud.
Sorry, higher superior being. I will only laugh out loud to the purest and the highest of jokes.
Pretty much. Anyway, I found some really interesting facts about jokes that I reckon you're gonna
Only
like.
you would find facts about jokes.
But they're interesting. Well, it's not just about jokes, it's about laughter. So listen to
Okay.
this. This is really cool. This makes me look like I'm not a good person though. Okay, so number one, contrary to popular belief, the main catalyst for laughter isn't actually the joke, it's the interaction with the other person.
Oh, that doesn't make sense for like stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
weird.
I think it's when someone's telling you a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if
Which
I don't...
just means that I just don't like people.
Yeah. Well, that we already knew.
But now, this is an interesting one. This is like a more history type one. So the modern day, what's actually called the modern day way of laughing, has evolved as a form of communication from ancestors from like millions of years ago that used to make like a ha 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 sound, like in the really early days of speech when they were, you know, like playing or whatever to show the other person that it was just a joke.
Oh.
Like right back when
So it used to
words were
be
invented.
part of the action, not part of the reaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was part of the
wow.
action. They'd be like, ha ha ha, to show someone that like they weren't being mean or whatever.
Is that like the equivalent of someone saying something and being like lol jokes at the end?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like everyone knows I'm not being serious, but I actually thought at first, so maybe it's real. But I
Yeah.
don't. But I want to seem like I'm cool and casual and don't actually have that awkwardly serious opinion about something. Lol jokes.
It's like that. Isn't that crazy? And next thing, which is so cool, they did a study at the University of Maryland in the US and found that the one way that you can get anybody to laugh is by playing recorded laughter to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Because the
honestly
reaction of
thought-
hearing someone else laugh makes you laugh.
When you started saying that word, I heard record. I was like, playing the recorder badly. That is pretty funny. And then I was like, that's not at all where your sentence was going.
No,
But that is
listening
very
to
funny as
recorded
well.
laughter, because that's why they
Canned
have
laughter?
like the laughter in sitcoms.
I thought that was more just to like indicate that like this is where where you're allowed to laugh.
Where you're supposed to laugh?
Yeah, it's supposed to like the joke is over, you can laugh now kind of thing. Because like sometimes they'll kind of get a running joke going.
I think it indicates that you can, like, it's time to laugh, but also it's like, haha, you should laugh. This is funny.
Yeah. If you didn't find this funny, there's something wrong with you. Rethink your values. No.
I hate sitcoms.
But it depends on, because some sitcoms you're like, I'm not wasting air laughing on that.
This is not funny.
Yeah, that is not funny. That's degrading and weird. No, I'm not going to laugh at that.
One thing that I don't often do is I don't understand how people can laugh when they're with themselves, like they're just alone, like watching something. I laugh because I usually laugh if someone else laughs. But I never sit there alone laughing out loud.
It depends what it is. I won't like laugh out loud like going crazy, but I'll probably be like to myself, like quietly.
You'll chuckle to yourself.
Yeah, I'll chuckle to myself. There's a podcast I listen to that is really, really funny, and there's been a few times on the bus and I'm trying to keep in a laugh. Like if I was by myself, I would laugh out loud. But I'm on like a bus and it's quiet and I'm like, keep it to yourself. And I'll have to like literally pause the podcast and like breathe a few times and like, and I'm sitting there like smiling to myself. Everyone probably looks at me thinking I'm like an absolute freak because I'm like on the bus. But
there is one thing that makes me laugh though. The one thing that makes me laugh is silence.
Is it me? Oh.
No, it's when you're supposed to be silent.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah, I giggle. Silence, I think the awkwardness, it makes me giggle. That's the thing. But get this, 10 to 15 minutes of daily laughter burns 40 calories.
Well,
so I'm missing out.
I am going to be ridiculously skinny because all I do is eat, but all I do is laugh. So it's like eating celery, just balance itself out. Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. That was Wherever I Go by One Republic. And we discussed that One Republic has to be One Republic and it's one word.
Yeah.
Don't put that space in there.
Not two.
Don't be that person. So just before that song, we were talking about the science of jokes and some fun facts about jokes and laughter.
And the fact that I don't find things funny. Which
makes me sad because, I don't know, my brain automatically goes, if you don't find like generally things funny, are you just like never happy? Because there are things I know, if I'm not in a good mood, there are probably 3 or 4 things I know I can watch or listen to and my mood will actually, like I know I can pick myself up.
That's true.
Yeah.
My sense of humour is very
boring. Sorry, what?
What? No, I was going to say, my sense of humour is very childish. The things I laugh at are like really stupid.
Oh yeah, okay, one of my favourite movies is Mulan. And if you guys have seen Mulan, there's the bit where the dad falls over and I always go, oh, and Hope always laughs.
I can't help anything to do with someone falling over or tripping. I can't actually handle myself. It's like my mum used to get really mad at me if she tripped or something and I would laugh. But now that I'm older, she understands that I actually can't not laugh. Seeing someone like not be able to control their body just amuses me so much. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I guess it's fair, but I'm always worried when I see someone fall over. I'm always like, I hope they're okay. Like before I even find it funny, I'm worried, like especially like those like videos of people like slipping on ice, like walking on the street, and everyone laughs. I'm like, no, like they could really hurt like their tailbone or something.
No, I agree. I don't find it just funny when it's obviously like they've slipped because it's ice. It's more funny if it's just ground.
Their body has just like malfunctioned. Yeah. Like, whoa, falling over.
Just like your body and your brain.
Here I come.
I did that. Oh my gosh, about a year ago, I was at Warringah Mall and it had been raining and my shoes like didn't have very strong grip on the heel.
Oh no.
And I literally I slipped right over and I was just like sitting on my bum, like in the middle of the mall. And all these people just looked at me and I was like, oh my God. I got up quickly and walked away.
I'm the thing I laugh at.
It was really awful.
Well, at least you know that someone maybe found that funny and you brought joy to their day.
True. It's like I slid over in a supermarket recently. Like I didn't slide right over. I grabbed a shelf, but all these things were on the shelf, which was even worse.
See, that's funny because you didn't get hurt, but like something comical happened. Like you knocked something over.
I knocked like a whole pile of, packets of couscous. Like it came sliding off the shelf. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I don't know if my happiness is affected by my lack of laughing out loud at jokes. Because I do think that I'm quite happy.
Good.
But I've got a little bit of science behind happiness.
Which this is such a science week.
I know.
The science behind laughing and jokes, the science behind massages, the science behind being happy. What will be next, guys?
But it's like the science behind
science.
I was going to say, it's like the science behind positive things, or like the science behind things that you wouldn't think of.
Positive science. That's like a whole new branch of something that already exists. I need to read more articles and journals. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Well, there's been some research done which has said for the first time in the last 2 to 3 years in Western countries, survival is no longer people's most dominant instinct for like trying to be happy.
Really?
It's now quality of life. But that's only happened in the last few years, that people's happiness depends more on the quality than on the actual longevity.
Do we know what's triggered this?
No, doesn't say
Oh.
why. So basically people are like, I'd rather live a good life and die at 70 than live to 90.
Live fast, die young.
Isn't it live hard, die young?
I don't know the song. Come on.
I think it's live hard.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can understand that, I guess.
And the other one, which I thought was quite interesting, and they're saying there's a lean back towards, I think it's like the mid 1800s, where there's a lean towards individualism now. It's like becoming a thing again to sort of care about yourself and do things for yourself and that kind of thing. And because of that, personal happiness is now more important to people than it was over the last like 30, 40, 50 years.
I can understand
Like people are
that,
finding,
yeah.
they'll say, you know, what's really important to you? Personal happiness,
Yeah.
which I think is quite interesting.
So what are some things that actually make us happy? Has the study looked at things that people value more towards their happiness besides just quality of life? Are there things within that that justify it being high or low quality?
Well, the thing is that the problem is that people change very quickly between whether thinking that they're happy or not. But it seems like this study, which is actually done in Pennsylvania, says that across the world, only 1 in 3 people retain happiness for like a long enough period of time that they can be classified as a happy person.
Oh, really?
So that's actually not many people.
No, it isn't. So if you watch a funny YouTube video and you think this video makes me happy,
Yeah.
if less than 5 minutes later you're not happy anymore, that thing has technically not made you happy.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much. And happiness is all to do with your brain. So like when you can be tested, I guess, essentially for your happiness levels. And yeah, it's all scientific. You know, it's not just based off like, do you feel happy? And someone's saying, yeah, I feel all right. Like the reactors in your brain and the pressure of your blood can show whether you're happy or not.
Oh, wow.
As well, which is really interesting.
Wow.
I didn't know about that.
Have you seen that movie with Simon Pegg? It's Hector and the Search for Happiness or something?
No, I've only seen one Simon Pegg movie, and it's that scary zombie one.
Oh, really?
And so I don't like it. So no, I don't like him.
You have to watch Hot Fuzz.
What's Hot Fuzz?
It is great. He's a
Oh.
cop and he's like super serious and it's hilarious. I love it.
Oh,
I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead because I don't do zombies.
that's the one.
Yeah, but everyone says that's one of the best zombie movies because it's quite funny. But the person who
It's just very odd.
made that movie, the way he makes visual comedy is really different to everyone else, and I really enjoy his movies for that. And I'm so tempted to every now and then I'm like, I'll just watch it, and I'm like, no, Victoria, you can't do zombies. And I'll watch the trailer. I'm like, oh, too many zombies. So I know I could never watch that movie.
I don't
but-
think I've ever watched any other zombie movie aside from that one, though.
Have you watched Zombieland?
No.
Neither have I. Have you watched?
I don't think I've
I'm
watched
down running
anything.
out of zombie movies. World War Z.
No, I haven't watched any zombie movies except that Shaun of the Dead one. And yeah, it's not,
Typical zombie.
it's
Much more comedy based.
very comedy based. Like the zombie will be coming towards you being all scary, but then they'll like trip over.
Oh, you're perfect for you. Your favorite kind of comedy.
Kind of. But yeah, so it's not like
Yeah.
you couldn't ever be scared in that movie, which is a good thing.
Well, in the Search for Happiness movie that he did, he plays a psychiatrist that goes off traveling looking for like the core of what actually makes us happy. It's a really interesting
wow.
movie. It's really lovely. He goes to a whole bunch of different countries, and I won't spoil the ending, but what he discovers in the end is actually really lovely, and I suggest people see because it's quite a good movie. And I love Simon Pegg, so if he's in it, I'm like,
That's
yeah,
really
I'll watch it.
interesting. I think I like that.
I love him.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think I read once that happiness is like almost entirely dependent on how much you feel like you belong to like a wider community. Like to do with like
can
feeling like
understand
you
that.
fit is like the biggest thing. But anyway, there are some
Belonging. You're 12.
I know it's like that. There are some positive benefits to being happy that you probably didn't think about, aside from the fact that, you know, if you're a happy person, you probably have better moods and better interactions with people, etc.
I would assume it's kind of like a lack of stress is that your body is healthier and like you live longer and stuff. 'Cause I
Yeah.
assume on like a very basic level, I assume that happiness and stress are quite opposite. Because stress puts pressure on your body, whilst happiness is kind of a release of pressure on your body.
No, that does make sense. But what I found really interesting in the research I was reading was that productive thinking and creativity are almost entirely based on happiness. So if you're, like, for instance, you know, maybe with you, if you work in a creative industry, on days where you're less happy, it's harder for you to be creative.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask if you found that, because obviously my job isn't creative per se. But yeah, the less happy you are, the harder it is for you to to create things from scratch.
I think it's just linked with, I guess, motivation in a sense. Because if you're not in a good mood, you're not feeling like, oh, I want to do something.
Yeah.
Like you're feeling much like slower and sluggish. Whilst if you're in a good mood, you're like, yeah, let's work, let's do something. I feel productive.
That's crazy though, isn't it? So interesting.
But do you find that with writing? Because writing, even financial based stuff, is still a form of creativity.
Yeah, there are days where I'm just not 100% there.
Yeah.
I think everybody has that, like regardless of their job. And yeah, sometimes it is definitely linked to my mood. I think if I'm in a bad mood, I find it harder to get started and I find it harder to be motivated. So you're definitely right about that.
I would like to make a distinction between inspiration and being motivated, because people often think that you can't be creative unless you're inspired.
No,
and I think that's 100% wrong, because a lot of working creatively is just pushing through and practice and trial and error. Like you may not love the thing you create, but you go back and you fix it. And
Yeah, that's true.
because I have friends who are like, oh, is it so hard to work in a creative industry when you're not like feeling particularly inspired that day? I'm like, I have deadlines. I can't wait for inspiration. I have to power
Yeah.
through it, and I have to either
find
find
the
inspiration or find motivation and keep doing it.
Yeah, it's
So-
like that with writing. It's not about
Yeah, I can imagine.
inspiration often.
I can imagine
In
it was
an
very much
ideal
like that
world.
for writing. Yes.
But that's just not how it works when you have a job. But yeah, happy people, interestingly enough, are also better at multitasking and have better perseverance and better, what's that word when, like it begins with W, when you know that willpower.
Oh,
Willpower.
yes,
When
okay.
you're like, I shouldn't eat that, or whatever. it is.
yeah.
Willpower. So happier people are more likely to have better willpower.
That makes
which I think
sense.
is cool.
Yeah.
But
We have something that makes me happy is wishing
So
people happy birthday. My friend Veronica, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Veronica.
Veronica.
We have a very special song request for her. She loves Maroon 5 and she picked this. This is This Love by Maroon 5. Please enjoy. Happy birthday, Veronica.
this is 3 p.m. Takeover. That was Bastille with Hangin'. And before that, This Love by Maroon 5.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about happiness, and I think playing Maroon 5 and Bastille are just key ways to make me happy. Oh my goodness.
Good music puts me in a good mood like nothing on this planet.
Their voices, oh my gosh. I'm in such a good mood now, guys.
So good.
What are we doing now, Hope? What's our next segment?
Well,
I'm just so happy.
I have something a little bit different and a little bit more interesting for you.
It's not sciencey like the whole rest of our day has been.
Well, it's a little bit sciencey. It
Good.
depends on how you look at it. But I came across this online and I thought this was so super interesting. So I thought that I would test you on
I'm excited.
this. So basically, I guess it's a kind of quiz, but it's called How Well Do You Know Yourself? A psychological evaluation of whether you know your own mind.
Oh my goodness. Let's do this on air. What could possibly go wrong? Lots of things?
No, I don't.
Great,
I don't know.
great.
Just kidding. I thought it was
Low
interesting,
jokes.
so Here we go.
Okay.
We'll find out what it says at the end.
I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. Now I'm like, maybe I don't know myself. Who
Don't be
am
nervous.
I?
The questions are not too scary.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Question 1. Do you remember your dreams? Always, sometimes, or never?
Sometimes.
That's good.
There should be like 4. Like more often than not, I'll remember them, but not always. But so we'll
What?
go
Always,
sometimes.
sometimes, and more often than not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. How do you show love? Through words, touch, gifts, or the things you do? Or you don't know?
What was it? Words, touch, gifts, or the things I do?
Or like actions?
I probably do it through words and actions.
So which one are you going to go for?
Let's go with actions.
How heroic of you.
I know.
I think that's quite cool.
When I'm not fighting dragons, I'm just telling people nice things.
Okay, what do you want to do in life? You don't know, you want to change the world, you want to find happiness, or you want lots of money.
I don't know.
Nice. How, psychological.
No, I know.
You're giving them so much to work with here. Okay. Here we go. What do you fear? Darkness, people, nothing, or something that's not one of those options?
Something that's not one of those options.
You're so intriguing.
I know. Look, I sound intriguing, but mainly it's like, spiders.
Animals. Okay, what is your best trait? Just one? Well, I think it's something or you don't know. So do you know what it is or you don't know?
Yeah, I know.
You know.
It's something.
What is your best trait? What do you think?
I have had lots of people tell me that it is kindness and my sense of humour.
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
Most definitely. That's
How
definitely true.
kind of you.
Stop it.
Oh.
Okay, how hard of a worker are you? Do you work pretty hard, don't work very hard at all, or you're always working hard?
I work pretty hard. I would love to say that I'm always working, but when I'm lazy, I'm lazy.
But
So
lies. It's true.
Yeah.
Honesty's good for this. Okay, what do you do for fun? Read, talk to people, or watch movies?
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, you do,
They all
actually.
bring me joy. I don't know. I guess I watch movies and TV shows more often than I would speak to people or read a book. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I
Because
think you do all those things, but I would associate you with movies.
like at home, if I'm sitting being like, oh, I want to do something fun, I would first turn on a movie, then because I would just feel like I'm annoying someone if I'm just going to call them up. So
yeah. Okay. How often do you play it safe? Never, only when you need to, or almost always?
almost always. Yep.
I like
I
it.
don't like jaywalking. If the little green man is not there, I feel really bad about crossing the street.
I love jaywalking. I always do it. Okay. What's most important to you in a partner? Lofty goals, lucrative career, or romance?
Oh, okay. The thing that I think is most important wasn't there. I guess romance, because the other things can fade away, I guess.
This is true.
But and yeah,
When the career ends, then what?
I think reliability is the most important thing.
Deep.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Okay. Have you changed a lot since you were a child? You don't think so, a little bit, or enough that I'm practically a new person?
I think a little bit. I don't know. You've known me I think I've changed a lot since high school, but I think I'm still very much the same sort of person.
You're
I've
sort of
always been.
intrinsically the same as you were.
Yeah.
We'll go with a little bit.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Cool.
Okay. What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? No clue. You have vague ideas. You know exactly what you want it to be, or you appreciate that you'll probably be a different person in 10 years.
Oh, that's really hard. I think either I have a vague idea or I appreciate I'm going to be rude. No, I'm going to go with vague idea. I'm a little bit like, what's the phrase? Like, I know I'm probably going to be different in 10 years, but I also don't want to believe that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Because I'm like, oh, change is scary. So
Do you often find yourself feeling upset and not know the cause of it? Yes, sometimes, no, or I can usually figure out the problem.
I can usually figure out the problem.
That's a good one. Okay, you rely mostly on the opinion of experts, friends, or yourself?
I don't rely on my own expertise. I don't know anything. I guess friends. Probably.
Yeah. Friends and family.
Yeah, friends and family is probably my first point of call. And then I'll be like,
pick.
oh, let's look at a TED Talk.
Do you believe that getting to know yourself is a lifelong endeavor, a great adventure, hard but doable, or impossible?
Hard but doable.
Nice. Solidly in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find it difficult to pick a movie to watch when you're alone? Or you say, I normally don't watch movies alone. Yes, it can be hard to decide. It depends on my mood. Or no, I always know.
Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to watch this or this and both, but neither. And it depends how I'm feeling, definitely. That's
Okay.
like my favorite movie changes depending on what my mood is as well.
Yeah, same. Do you easily get embarrassed? Yes, not really. Or it depends on who's around.
Depends on who's around.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like if I'm around close friends, I don't get embarrassed.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
get more embarrassed around strangers. Okay. Do you think your parents raised you well, badly, or a mix?
Oh, my mum listens to the show, so let's go with well. No, yeah, well.
Definitely well. I
Yeah.
think so. Okay. Do you have any harmless guilty pleasures? Absolutely. No, of course not. Or why would I be guilty of something?
I don't believe in guilty pleasures, so let's go with that one.
All right.
I honestly don't like the phrase guilty pleasures because if something makes you happy, you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I agree. I never thought of that. But
If you're not
that's true.
hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, there's nothing
Then
to feel
it's not
ashamed
guilty.
about. Yeah.
That's true. All right. The idea of 3 days alone full of silence and contemplation.
Oh my God, no.
Sounds-
Whatever the hellish, that it sounds like hell answer is that's it.
Horrible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have done like a day and a half by myself at home. Like when I had my wisdom teeth out, I was like home alone most of the time and I was like going nuts.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're nearly there. How do you feel about going to a restaurant alone? Fun, fine, or why would I do that?
I guess why would restaurant or cafe? Restaurant?
Restaurant.
Why would I do that?
True.
I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to eat out unless
You're
I'm
with someone.
unless it's a social event, I think.
Okay, you're always willing to try new things, reluctant or afraid to try new things?
Oh, I guess pretty willing.
I think you're willing.
I may be like nervous and stressed during the process, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah.
I think I get that from my mum. Whenever she goes traveling, she always likes to try something really new. So
That's a good thing.
yeah.
Okay, you think life is complicated, easy, hard, or an adventure?
Oh, this is so very like whatever word you pick is so very telling about yourself.
I know.
Could you read that out again?
Okay,
I need to hear the sentence. I'm aware how important my word choice is.
Do you think life is complicated, easy, hard, or an adventure?
I think it's complicated.
All right. Death is scary, just another adventure, confusing, or sad?
Scary.
Do you often find yourself stressing about work? Yes, no, only when there's something big to do, or not often?
Only when there's something big to do. I used to stress a lot more, but the more confident I get in my work, the more
That happens less.
I'll have like a page I have to do and I'll get stressed about the deadline and getting it done, not
about
actually
the
work. Because I'll be like, I've done this like 4 times before. I know how to
Yeah.
do this page, but like when the deadline is tomorrow instead of a week away, it's very stressful for me.
Do you know your greatest flaw? Yes, no, or you think so?
I think so.
And you think in general people could use more logic, heart, wealth, or ambition?
Heart.
That's nice.
I think definitely this year everyone needs a little bit more heart.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
All right, you're done with your quiz. So as ever, we're gonna go to some music, and you're gonna find out how well you know yourself right after this.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. That was Demons by Imagine Dragons, which was very like emotional and fitting after we just did the How Well Do You Know Yourself quiz.
I know, isn't it a bit dramatic?
Yes, dramatic is a good word for it, yeah.
But it's good though, because it was a bit dramatic trying to like find out whether you know yourself or not.
Yeah. So we're gonna head over to Suburb Focus soon, but more importantly, how well do I know myself?
Well, what's interesting is you got a score of 60%.
But what does that
well
mean?
you know yourself. It says
How do
that
they know? How do they know, Hope? How do they know?
The mystery of the internet. So you've got a score of 60%, but it still says you have some work to go, but you are far more on track than most people.
Oh,
So that's interesting.
how oddly encouraging.
Because like if you got like 60% in a quiz, you'd be like, oh God, not very good.
I was just thinking, I'm like, that's
But apparently
not right.
60% knowing yourself is really, really good.
And I'm hoping I still have at least 40% of years left of my life to discover myself.
You must have more than that, right? Otherwise you'd be dying at like 40.
You never know.
It's true.
That's very like
But as we learned
dramatic
earlier in the show, it's more about quality of life now than longevity. So
oh, that's true.
you can look at that side of it.
True. No time for eating bad chocolate.
But that's great to know that you know yourself well.
Yeah. Have you done the quiz?
I haven't, but I think I'm going to do it.
I think you should do it.
I'm intrigued now to know.
I think you should do it and let us know next week what your
I will.
percentage is. We'll
Let's
start
do
the
that.
show with that.
All
Little
right.
tie over. But more importantly, it is time for our favourite segment of every week. It is time for Suburb Focus.
I'm excited for this week's Suburb Focus because this is the suburb that you live in.
I know. I'm so excited. My digs.
Which is
my
special.
digs. But it's also kind of like sad because remember when we started Suburb Focus, we said when we get to my suburb, we're going to be so close to the end.
Yes.
We only have a handful of suburbs left, and I'm so. When we started, I was like, "Oh, this segment's gonna go forever." But now that it's near the end, I'm so sad.
Can't imagine not having it.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
sad to almost say goodbye. I feel like we should throw a party, like a farewell party for it.
Suburb party.
Suburb farewell.
We'll have to do that.
But if you guys want some interesting facts about Balgala, I have definitely found some for you.
All right.
So, Balgala was named in 1832, which I think we mentioned last week because we discussed it in reference to North Balgala and Balgala Heights.
Yeah.
So it's an Aboriginal word that means North Harbour. And again, like we said last week, it's in reference to its position from Port Jackson.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know about this area is that in the early days of European settlement, it was known as Little Manly.
I think I might have known that because of the beach.
But that's what's weird is that there is an area of Little Manly, but it's not in Balgala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
weird.
maybe Manly... No, I know the history of Manly, so I don't know. That's really odd that Little Manly moved from Balgala to the other side of Manly.
They liked the names.
Yeah, they're
took
like,
it
just
along.
take it. And what's really cool is Australia's first Prime Minister lived in a house called White Hall on White Street in Balgala.
Edmund Button.
Yes. Oh, well done.
Wow.
But the first Prime Minister of Australia lived in my suburb. So you guys all know that building. If you're driving along White Street, it's now the Norwegian Seamen's Church.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that beautiful big building. That was the residence of the first Prime Minister of Australia. Isn't that insane?
Let's just put it out there. Guys, the first Prime Minister was from the beaches.
Yeah, woo!
Obviously. From the best place.
Where else are they going to be from? And so a little more about modern Balgowlah, as you guys may know if you know the area, is that its main commercial area is on Sydney Road and Condamine Street. And so there's sort of like Harvey Norman's, there's a Bunnings, there's...
I get stressed driving on Sydney Road because cars just pull out from everywhere.
Yeah.
You notice that? They just... And there's like no traffic laws. Like everyone just goes where they want.
Look, there are traffic laws.
People just go where they want on Sydney Road.
That's like how I get like to and from home and work and everything. Trust me,
about-
I know
how
how
about-
stressful it is.
It's just how Balgowlah works. Each for their own.
Some days you zip through and other days you crawl through and you're like, it's the same stretch of road. Why is it taking 3 times as long? Yep. I feel ya. But what's interesting is that I think only in the last probably couple of maybe year or so, the new Stockland Balgowlah shopping centre has actually been started to be called Stocklands. Before that, everyone called it Totem. Because
Really?
I used to call the new building Totem because that's where the Totem shopping centre used to be. And it was actually, it's so weird to think that's finally there because they knocked that down in 2007 and it was a big old hole for so long. And
I was going to say, I don't really remember it before. Like I remember vaguely.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow.
No, because I see it at least once a week and we used to go to Totem all the time and they knocked it down. It was just that big hole forever. But luckily, close to that is Ringa Mall, and that's the other closest sort of
Main place.
main shopping centre. But what's really good about Balgowlah, I think, is that there's lots of sort of little corner shop kind of places.
Yeah.
There's lots of like little bakeries on the main road, or like I was saying last week, Balgowlah Heights Shops is very like corner shop.
It's very suburban.
Yes, it's really lovely to have that. And
But to be so close to Manly, which is so not suburban in comparison.
Exactly, yeah. And something that popped up when the Totem Centre was demolished, they brought up the hop, skip and jump buses.
Oh, fun.
Which is a free bus service across the northern beaches. And they're still running today, even though Stocklands is back up. But I always see them always like, oh, hop, skip and jump. And that's
cute.
I think if you live in Balgowlah and Balgowlah area, like the hop, skip and jump buses are just like slightly iconic.
What a good community initiative.
They're so adorable.
That's so cool.
And so that is Balgowlah for this week. I can't think of any more. It's slightly a like pass-through suburb.
I love Balgowlah though.
But a lot of people go through it to get to Manly.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I think it can just be a stop by suburb, but it has lots of lovely parks. North Harbour Reserve is wonderful.
It is.
Yeah.
And I like the shops there. They have a Berkeley books. Not many places do.
And they have
I'm a big fan of Berkeley.
a couple of like authors will sign books there and
Yeah, that's fancy.
just
I
quite
love
good.
going to book signings. I haven't been to one for years. I feel like they're not as common as they were.
they aren't. I think that's
I used to
probably
love
because
them.
bookstores aren't as common as they were and they're not as a main part of buying a book.
Yeah,
As they
so
used to be.
true. So true.
We should petition to get more authors to do book signings at
Yeah.
Berkeley Books. I would enjoy
know.
that. Or any bookstore, really.
Anything.
I hope you guys enjoyed this week full of science.
Yeah.
It was a really oddly scientific week, but I liked it.
I know,
We
it
should have
wasn't
more
as bad.
slightly themed weeks. Like
We should. I like it.
Uh,
Science is
so
good.
if you guys did enjoy this week, let us know what makes you happy, or let us know your favorite joke. Actually,
Yeah, see if you can make me laugh.
yes, that is the challenge for the week. Send us your favorite joke, and we'll do like a
Test them
census
on me
next
next
week
week.
of whether Hope actually laughed at it. She is the benchmark of whether a joke is funny.
Yeah. That's going to be pretty tricky, but we'll see how we go. And have a good week. Have fun. And we will see you next Wednesday.